Happening Pickle Pack. Today we are going to be talking about an album from my personal collection. Now it's time for Silly Songs with Brager, the part of the show where Brager comes out and sings a silly song. So today we are going to be talking about an album by one of my personal favorites. Whenever I think of like uncool artists, sometimes people will ask, like, you might see a survey and they'll say, who's an artist that is a guilty pleasure? Now, I wouldn't call Fogelberg a guilty pleasure. I don't know that I have any guilty pleasures, but I mean, it's kind of lame, right? Not exactly somebody that, like, stood the test of time. I mean, not because the music isn't relevant anymore. It's just not cool. It's like Bread or something. He's not Led Zeppelin. But yeah, I'm talking about Dan Fogelberg. It's, I think, his first album. I didn't do my homework, but I'm pretty sure that what I'm talking about today is his first album. This is going to be the first in a series of, a short series on Dan Fogelberg, because I have a handful of his albums. I don't have them all. I suppose I could, but like, I've come across Phoenix in record stores at least a few times and went, should I? And then I didn't. I don't know. Maybe it's one I'll get eventually, because Phoenix has a couple good songs on it at least. So that's what I don't have. I don't have some of his more popular albums. But what I do have, this is Home Free by Dan Fogelberg. There he is on the cover, looking sort of like an indigenous guy. He is not. He's some white dude from Peoria, Illinois. Yeah, I could talk a great deal, but I mean, I've got some other reviews to do from some of the other albums, so I'll talk a little bit about Home Free. This one actually doesn't stand out that much to me, but it's sort of like a folk album, kind of like a folk rock. Could you even use rock in this context? I mean, he's a multi-talented guy, but this first one is produced by Norbert Putnam? Oh gosh. Putnam. Sorry, Putnam. And it's pretty folky, pretty early 70s type stuff. Kind of stuff that you would expect out of a guy named Dan Fogelberg in 1972. I thought it was this one, but I guess it must be later. He's produced by Joe Walsh, which I learned later. I got into Fogelberg. You say it like it's cool or something. I got into his music because my parents were fans, and my mom had a very best of Dan Fogelberg, where he's older and he doesn't look cool and he doesn't have a beard and he's like clean shaven and 50 or whatever. And yeah, so it was all of his hits from across the years. I was like, wow, this guy's super talented. And he is super talented. It's uncool music, but I mean, he's a multi-instrumentalist who's proficient in playing multiple styles of music. So for as kind of unrevered as he is historically, really is kind of an exceptional guy. I mean, I don't expect people to like all of his music, but he was capable of doing a lot of things musically. One track that kind of stood out to me on this album, they're all a little country or a little folk, but there's this song near the end of the album called Wisteria. And that one always stuck with me. It's kind of like haunting melody and music. Kind of sad sounding, I guess. Don't know what it's about because I don't listen to lyrics. I don't hear lyrics most of the time in music. I don't know. It just doesn't register to my brain. I've talked about it before in other videos. That said, if you like well-written, sort of country, folk, pop type stuff. I'm not good at describing it, apparently. Check it out. Check out Home Free. It's a decent album. It's one that I've given, you know, I've spun it a number of times, but not a ton, because I'm just not, I didn't love it that much. And I have a lot of records, and a lot of them get neglected by me. But I got this for cheap. Do I have a price tag on it? Well, again, the price tag doesn't always mean anything, because it could be an old price tag from a different buyer. But it's possible I paid this for it. It says, I don't know if you can read that, 50 cents, maybe. And if so, totally worth it. If you can get this for 50 cents, get it. If you can get it for $5, get it. This is pretty worn. I don't know if you can tell. I mean, mine's a little bit beat up. You know, you can tell it's from the 70s. There's the back art. There's a gatefold. Long hair hippie. Oh, here's a good one. Him passionately singing into the mic in the studio. Oh yeah. That's the stuff. Yeah, he must have been fairly young when he made this, 1972. I don't know what year he was born, but early 20s, easily. And I'll be making another video, more than another video, about Dan Fogelberg. I'm a fan. I would buy more of his albums in the future, probably, although I'm trying not to amass too many. It's one of those things, if I could find it for cheaper. Ooh. Hold on. Should we listen to Wisteria a little bit? Now, will YouTube flag this because I played part of it? Maybe. Did you just stare at an empty screen for a minute? Kind of a cool lead guitar part here.
Same that